due to popular demand by GothXB, we can finally talk about one of my favorite cartoons of all time.
We interrupt this program to bring you Courage the Cowardly Dog Show!
Courage the Cowardly Dog ran from 1999 to 2002 on Cartoon Network. Created by John R. Dilworth, it followed a dog named Courage who lives in the middle of nowhere with his owner, the Bags, a sweet older woman named Muriel, and a cranky man named Eustace. But creepy stuff happens in Nowhere, and each episode usually dealt with a very fearful Courage having to face up against some scary beasts. This is one of my favorite shows of all time. I loved it as a kid, and it's one of those shows that I like even more as an adult. It not only manages to be really funny, but it could get legit creepy. There are episodes that to this day still give me the creeps. Sometimes from weird imagery, sometimes from the dark themes including abuse and torturing yourself to be perfect. And it manages to have a lot of heart as well, while teaching a really good lesson about facing your fears. It is my favorite Cartoon Network show, and damn near every episode is great. There is, however, one episode that most agree is easily the worst of the show.
But also, pretty much everyone agrees it's not that bad.
It was called Ball of Revenge that aired in season 4. It was actually one of the last episodes to air. Ask any fan what the worst episode is, they'll likely say this. But they'll also probably say it's not that bad.
But is it? I haven't seen this episode in a while, so let's see if it really is truly bad or just not as good as the rest of the series. This is Ball of Revenge.
The episode was actually written by Michelle Dilworth, John Dilworth's sister. She only wrote one other episode, Son of the Chicken from Outer Space, which is better, but is also a final episode about one of the series' long-running villains. Just weird. This is also the 100th episode. So it starts with Muriel knitting a new blanket supposedly for Eustace.
Yellow Schmellow, hurry it up! I'm freezing!
Oh, you're just a whiner. I've seen you be frozen. This is nothing. Turns out the blanket was actually being made for Courage, and I guess she just didn't explain that. And when he complains, we get one of the most unnecessarily mean-spirited moments in the show.
Courage, courage, courage. That stupid dog gets all the good stuff around here. I hate that dumb dog.
Yeah, I get that Eustace never liked Courage, and obviously they'd be trying to push him as a villain, but that just felt forced and cruel. Usually they're able to make Eustace unlikable enough, but still not as bad as the actual bad guys the show has. So Eustace calls some people.
I'm gonna have questions.
And he assembles a rogues Valerie as some of the classic villains of the show.
And this is probably the biggest problem with the episode, so let's just go over the reason that most of these villains don't work for this group.
First off, there's Cajun Fox, who we haven't seen since the second episode, and Eustace wasn't even in that one, so not sure how he knew to call him. Then there's the Weremole, again, appeared in one episode way back at the beginning of season 1, and he's just an animal? Like, he shouldn't have any vendetta against Courage, he's just a wild animal and also wouldn't have a phone. Then there's LeQuack, who does actually make sense, same with Cats, although you wonder why Eustace would team up with a guy who made him ruin his chair. The Black Puddle Queen, again, Eustace never really met, and she wanted him, so what do you care, bitch? Just take him. And finally, the Big Toe.
He was literally part of Eustace.
He was a fungus growing on Eustace's foot who encased him, and he was only freed when Courage defeated him. Again, defeated, as in killed. So yeah, maybe two of these villains make sense. The others, not only do they not make sense, they're not really villains that screamed, let's bring them back. Freaky Fred, King Ramses, Mad Dog, those were more interesting villains. Well, this is what we got. Let's see what they can do. Courage and Muriel return from the store, and Eustace tells them he started a men's club in the basement.
The plan is, we kidnap Muriel. That stupid dog will come to our rescue, and we'll have him right where we want him.
You could wait till he's asleep.
But he's right upstairs. Why don't we just... what'd I say?
Can't argue with that, I guess.
Again, this just seems way too far for Eustace. He's a dick, but never this bad. Muriel brings down some sandwiches and is captured and tied up above some boiling water.
This is one of those naughty men's clubs, isn't it?
Nah, too easy.
They try to get her to scream to get Courage, but she won't. So Cats does something truly evil. Ruin the laundry. bastard. Well, this works and Courage goes downstairs to see the old foes.
You licked us good, say?
Cooked us good too. Remember that?
Oh yeah, you should be dead too.
I know continuity isn't Courage's thing, I mean Eustace died like 20 times, but they're drawing attention to it so I have no use but to point out the errors. So they decide to torture Courage by playing a game of dodgeball. Oh, I can't hate this. So the next several minutes are just the foes ruthlessly torturing Courage and pointing out the problems.
Who invited this unrefined beast?
I know, right?
It's a little creative and it's kind of cool seeing them work together.
Le halftime.
For some reason, this is LeQuack's last appearance in the episode. He just disappears after this, never to be seen again. Or does he? I'll get to you next year.
The halftime show is the Duck Brothers, who for some reason don't help Courage despite him helping them. In fact, you know what would be cool? If a bunch of Courage's friends he made came to help him. The Duck Brothers, the Snowman, Kitty, the son of the chicken from outer space, the Scarecrow. That would have been cool, seeing them all come in at the last second to save him, showing how kindness can actually help out in the end. We've seen this happen in more recent kids shows with their finales, but no, what do we get instead?
I can't be mad at that.
So the villains are defeated, Muriel is safe, and now it's time for Eustace's comeuppance.
Well, I hope you're happy now, Eustace.
He's gotten worse for less.
Courage.
Oh, that is awesome. I think that sums up the episode. Some awesome bits surrounded by a lot of stupidity.
This episode is not good. The continuity errors are abundant, Eustace is flanderized to ridiculous levels. It's incredibly mean-spirited, and even most of the fan service feels weak, mostly giving us one-off villains from the first season that weren't even that interesting. But with that said, it's really hard to get mad at. There's still some funny moments, Courage is as awesome as ever, it's got the good animation and music, and while misguided, it does come across like they really wanted to make something for the fans. Just a nice little thank you by bringing back some nostalgic baddies for one final showdown. So yeah, it's bad, probably one of the most flawed episodes I've ever covered, but like a lot of others, I do have a bit of a soft spot for it.
Alright, time for the next clue. Norty, time to go out in the dark. Your next review is in the park? Oh, no, I don't care what he does to my car. Fuck that. I am not getting out of this chair. God damn it, they come out in the middle of goddamn night, find the box with the goddamn DVD inside of it. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Stupid dog!